I bought a property in Egypt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah. This is a real show now, folks. We got a stream deck and everything. I can do so many fun things.
Carson can do all these overlays all at the same time.
I wish I could show you all the fun things I could do right now, but unfortunately I would be showing things that I don't want to show just yet. So I'm not ready for that, but I will be.
He'll whenever he's in doubt, he'll whip it out.
Whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready. Dude, what's up, man?
I know, we're finally back in the virtual world.
So now we just need to get a little vocalizer thing so that we can each have pedals to make our voice echo and stuff like that. That's the next step, I think, at this point. I've been wanting one of those for a long time.
I mean, but now we're back virtual, and we're recording this on Friday, January 10th. You'll be hearing this on Monday, January 13th.
That's correct. Lucky 13. Yeah, so let's just jump right into it. First of all, $1.99. Do we have anything planned for episode 200? The answer is no. Probably not. I don't know what we would do because we've already gone through everything special we can do. So if opportunity knocks and we have an idea, we'll do it, but it'll probably just be a normal episode, but a big milestone either way coming up, which is cool.
Yeah.
I always liked the number 199 because of Travis Pastrana. Shout out. Motorcycle rider, dirt bike rider, Nitro Circus. He was always
I forgot about him.
199. Cool guy. I mean, let's just cut right through it here real quick. Gavin, you're not feeling well, I know. We don't need to talk about that.
Nope.
I'm sure you don't want to, but I know you're feeling better today, but
yeah, I think
that's the big news is that you're sick.
That's the big news is that I'm sick. There's no other. We'll just go ahead and play the outro music.
Yeah, we should probably just get out of here.
Yeah. So I've felt sick for about 5 or so days. So, and wouldn't you know it, someone needs to go through and tally how many times I've had COVID on the show, because it's COVID again, according to this test. Which may or may not have been expired, but it is.
It's like a lollipop.
Yeah, it is. But according to this test, it was positive. So, got a box of tissues next to my bed and some lotion. I've been.
Well, you've had those there for a long time, from what I understand.
Yeah, well, it's different this time.
Oh, it's a different box of tissues and lotion.
It's a different box of tissues and lotion.
These are the nicer ones.
Nose.
You usually use the rougher ones.
Yeah, I usually
wiping up.
I like the I like using washcloths for my tissues.
Yeah, well, you're a big hanky guy.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I do have hankies.
Too. Do you really?
I do have hankies. Yeah, because whenever I would run in the winter, my nose drips. Like my grandfather's nose. I have my grandfather's nose, so it literally goes to the end and drips.
Well, because
and I won't feel it.
Whenever you were attempting to climb Mount Everest, you lost your nose.
Exactly.
And so your grandfather, when he passed,
he passed them down to me.
He passed his nose on to you.
Yeah, he passed his hankies down to me.
Yeah, and his nose.
Yeah.
That's funny you mentioned it, because what I'm wearing around my neck was an unused, as far as I know, of my grandfather's hanky. That's not even a joke.
Yeah, there you go.
He was a big hanky guy for whatever reason.
Yeah, I feel like
born
hankies
during
should
the
make
Depression.
a comeback. Hankies should make a comeback.
Yeah. No, I don't think they should. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I think it's really gross.
I carry a hanky around, but it's not for my nose.
Gosh, Carson, what's the big news coming out of
trunk?
Carson, I'm trying to segue here.
I know, I'm just stepping on toes over here.
Yeah, Carson, what is the big news happening out of LA this week?
I'm trying to think.
Now, if anybody could,
what is it?
We could smell things, you would probably be able to elucidate what is going on over there.
Smell. I feel like that's a hint. Something
Yeah.
going on. Oh, right.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
No, all jokes aside, obviously what is going on is horrible. Not going to make light of that, just making light of the fact that there is something big going on. Yeah, some pretty major, I wouldn't even say pretty major, I would say major wildfires hit Southern California, specifically Los Angeles area. One in Pacific Palisades, and then one up in Altadena, which is like the Pasadena area. Just to jump right into making it about me for a second. I am fine. I am here in Burbank. I'm like literally almost equidistant between the two. I'm definitely closer to Altadena, Pasadena area. It's kind of like Burbank, Glendale, Pasadena, and Altadena is a little bit north. So thankfully I have been safe from it. I am okay. I am constantly watching the news, and there's this app called Watch Duty, which kind of sounds funny to say. But it's a super great app that like updates you immediately when there's evacuation orders, where there's new fires, because there's been a bunch of different fires. There's one in the Hollywood Hills that was really scary a couple nights ago. So I've been like glued to that, keeping up with it, because it's not necessarily that those fires could spread here. It's more just that another fire could pop up in Burbank or nearby and stuff. And so, yeah, I am safe. Obviously the smoke and air quality is not great, and that's going to suck for a while. And that's something that's new to me, but certainly won't be the last time. But yeah, so I have been safe, just to get that out of the way, which is great. It's more, my heart goes out to those that have been affected by this, because to my understanding, this is the worst fire that is, I mean, the Pacific Palisades fire, to my understanding, is the worst fire that's ever struck Los Angeles.
Yeah, this was basically like the LA fire.
Yeah, and then to couple that with the Eaton fire that were in Altadena, which is like close to being the same size, and I think maybe slightly less destructive, but certainly not by much. I know the Pacific Palisades one really hit a lot of tons and tons of homes down there. The Altadena one was a little bit more into the Angeles forest and stuff like that, but it did hit plenty of homes. I mean, there's nobody I know who lost their home, but two previous office hours guests who completely lost their home, Fat Tony and John Carroll Kirby, who I believe both have GoFundMes that we've shouted out and will shout out on office hours. We're literally recording this right before office hours. And so obviously my heart goes out to those people. It's such a terrifying situation. And then my heart goes out to, certainly people of lower income status who lost their home, who maybe don't have, I don't know a ton about insurance stuff, but I know that's got to be a nightmare. Who knows what your insurance plan is? There's so much to think about with all of it that I couldn't even begin to imagine going through. And I'm just so thankful that I'm here. And I'm very thankful that so many people have reached out to me and made sure I'm safe. And I'm like, obviously I am. And I appreciate that. But, I'm more thinking about those other people that are going through it. And, only living out here for the past 6 months now, I'm like trying to wrap my head around so much. Cause at first I'm like, is this a normal thing? Is this that? And then I soon very quickly found out that this is not normal. And this is like way out of the ordinary and more destructive than anything has been. And I was like, first of all, that's crazy. And then to be here and be experiencing all of that and, figuring out what I should do and, all of that. It's like the first time I felt like I actually am here and am an Angelino and stuff like that, because it's like I'm, I don't know. I feel like there's a big sense of community right now. That's really, really cool to see. And it, obviously it sucks that it took something like a natural disaster to do that, but the fact that is happening in such a, the most populated one of the most populated places in the world is really cool to see. There's a ton of organizations we'll talk about here in a second that you guys can donate to. But yeah, it's crazy. It's the first like major natural disaster situation I've like lived in a place that I've been through. Like obviously I think of like natural disaster wise that we experienced was like the Joplin tornado many years ago, but even that wasn't, you know, as close to, I mean, like I could be in Pasadena in 20 minutes. I could be in Altadena in, you know, 30. Whereas like Joplin was like hour and a half away or something like that.
Yeah.
And like, obviously I think about the Ferguson riots and stuff like that, obviously not a natural disaster, but like up to that level. But this is certainly something that's way more destructive and
affects a lot of people.
Affects a ton of people, a ton of people. And it's obviously still ongoing and will be for a while. These are huge fires that, you know, I think the Pacific Palisades one is up to like 21,000 acres, and the one up in Altadena I think is like maybe like 13 or 15. 10 people have died so far that they know of, but just the destruction, I mean, I think each of them have over 1,000 buildings destroyed, which buildings it's mostly homes, which is bonkers to think about. Yeah, it's just crazy. My heart goes out to all those people. And just to pull this up real quickly, because I have been getting quite a few people back home asking about what they can do, where they can donate and stuff like that. Let me just cut this over. So there's a few different places. Oh, I didn't mean to fade that. Sorry, guys. A few different places you guys can donate. Here, Gavin, I guess I don't need to show this to you necessarily, but
it's okay.
I don't know why this link is showing up kind of weird, but the first one that I've been telling people is the California Community Foundation. They donate, they kind of spread their money out to a lot of different places. I think that's kind of like the best overall place to donate in my opinion, but anywhere is good, of course. There's also GoFundMe has a big donation thing where they spread the funds, and then they also have links to separate individual GoFundMes for businesses and people's homes. I know a lot of people who have been living here for a long time, who know people who lost their homes, have been sharing links and stuff like that. So you guys will see quite a few of those, especially with the office hours guys I know. Another one is the Los Angeles Fire Department Foundation. I think I was just watching on the news. I know I've heard that they're trying to cut funding to the fire department like prior to this and stuff like that. And obviously that's upsetting, considering that they're, you know, putting more money towards the LAPD and not towards the fire department. So definitely a good place to donate. And then the big one, if you're in Los Angeles, which I imagine most of our listeners probably aren't. I mean, we don't have a huge reach, but if there are any, there is a Google Doc going around from, I forgot who exactly it was from, but it's just a big Google Doc of like, there's 100 things here of like where you can get food if you needed, where you can get shelter, where you can get animal shelter and stuff like that. It's just a huge Google Doc that I can link below, and I'll put all these links below. But this is more if you're directly affected. I don't know how many donation. I guess there are some. Yeah, there's like donation drive places where you can go drop stuff off. But yeah, yeah. So it's certainly crazy to be going through all of this. And yeah, like I said, I don't know anybody directly affected by this personally. But it was a scary situation because I guess what was that? 2 days ago, Tim, which he shared this information, I don't think he would mind me sharing, got an mandatory evacuation order where he lives, which was, to my understanding, just out of an abundance of caution. I didn't know at the time whether the fire had reached there, because it was crazy, because it was like I went to bed and then I woke up and it was like I thought the fire was like coming for us next. Like it looked like it could have been that close. It was like a really scary thing to see. So that was alarming. So he got out of here and got out of town, and so did Matt. Went with him because Matt wasn't in that line of fire and didn't have an evacuation order, but where he was positioned was just south of it, so like the smoke was like funneling towards him, so it was really, really terrible air quality where he was. So he also got out of town, and I know some other people did too, just because the air quality is so bad. It's better today, but yeah, man, it's just it's a crazy thing to and I'm, not really sure how to put my emotions into words exactly perfectly on this. But yeah, it's crazy. All I can do is try to help out where I can and help out those who are affected, and just kind of like, I don't know, figure out what to do. And I'm just, very extremely, extremely thankful that I am safe from all of this, and will seem to remain that way. The winds have died. The big thing was the winds were crazy. Those seem to have died down. There's been a few spot fires popping up, but they've been able to get control of those like immediately, just because the wind isn't as insane as it was. Yeah, man, crazy stuff. That
was like all my all my favorite creators live out in LA, so that was something that immediately crossed my mind was, who over there is going to be affected. So it was really just, really hoping and, thinking of anybody in LA, because I don't know where people live. So it was, mostly eye opening to me just how big LA area is, LA County is.
Right. Yeah. It's nuts. It's nuts to see how far this stuff has reached and who all is impacted and stuff like that. It's wild, man. But yeah, it's really cool to see everybody come together and get together on this to see where they can help out. And yeah, we'll see how it all shakes out. They're starting to get it contained. And hopefully that can be the big scary part of it can be over soon. And then it's kind of just rebuilding from there. But yeah, I'll keep updating on here with anything new and anything else that can be where you guys can help out. But yeah, thank you to all those who have reached out. And with that, let's move on to greener pastures and, bring levity, which is what we like to do here, if that's cool. Gavin.
Carson.
Did you enjoy those Red Hot Riblets I gave you?
I was the other night. I was the other night, and I finished those chips like the same night that you gave them to me.
There you go.
Those like
foreign ones.
Yeah, those foreign ones.
Yeah, because the last time we recorded was then, and then I left 2 days after. No, a few days after that. So it's been a while. But Gavin was gracious and drove me to the airport before I left, which was very nice. We had to do a couple of loops, but we got there.
I understood it once I got the hang of it.
He understood the assignment.
Uh-huh.
So I appreciate that. I just wanted to give thanks. Yeah, I don't know if anything else has anything else happened since then that we haven't talked about.
I don't think so. Not really.
I don't think so either. New Year's happened. I guess New Year's happened.
New Year's happened.
Which that was fun.
Yeah.
We got together.
We watched 100 Beavers.
Yeah.
Beavers.
Yeah, we could talk about that in the Carson Cinema Corner.
And
I guess you kind of
Rap World.
Yeah, we watched Rap World. Yeah, we should talk. Let's talk about those in Carson Cinema Corner. I forgot. I should have written those down.
I got offered to go to the local wrestling, but I'm working.
Oh shit! Is that this week? Oh, that's this weekend.
That's tomorrow. Yeah.
Fuck! I'm so jealous. Yeah. We were talking so much about that.
I was really hoping to go to that, but I was like, I am going to have to work.
Whenever next time I come home. So there's a local wrestling event in St. Louis that happens, and a few of our friends went to it, and they were like, even the ones that weren't into wrestling were like, it was the best night of my life.
They're like, it was awesome.
Yeah, so I'm like, I gotta go to this. This sounds amazing. So if Gavin goes before me, Gavin, you'll have to do a whole report on it because I gotta know how it was.
Oh yeah, I'll probably get footage and stuff too, just because it would be crazy.
I need to see this. But yeah, next time, whenever I'm home, we'll go. We'll make a big deal of it, and it'll be fun.
But yeah,
man. I want to jump into. I have a little look what I found. We haven't done a look what I found in a while. I almost forgot that I even have a theme song for it. If I have it in here, do I have it in here? Oh yeah, I do. Here we go.
Look what I found. 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 Look what I found.
That's right. Look what I found. A segment I do every once in a while where I find something and I show it to Gavin and to you at home. It's always exciting. And this week is a very exciting one. Let me cut to this virtual cam so Gavin can see. Nope, that's doing nothing. Because I have to start the virtual camera. And Gavin will be seeing it right about now.
Bang, baby.
So this is a new find for me. They're getting around, so people have seen them. It's not like an underground thing that nobody knows about. I usually like to find things that people haven't seen before, but this seems to be making the rounds. But I don't know if anybody's gone as deep as I have, and I could be wrong. Sorry if you have gone deep on it. So there is a how do I even explain it? So there's two Instagram influencer type, really big asterisks over influencer, musicians, another asterisk. And they're great. I legitimately love these guys. I have no hate at all towards these guys because they're just having fun, and I love that because that's what we do. It's like,
Right.
We'll get comments every once in a while being like, "What? Oh, dude, you want to start podcast stuff?" And it's like,
Yeah.
who gives two shits? Like, whatever.
Yeah. It's like we're doing this for fun.
Yeah. So I don't want to
And
give
it's-
any. There's no hate towards these guys. I legitimately love their stuff. They're just having fun, and I like having fun with them. So there's J No. And I think they're up in like the Bay Area, I want to say. And then Patrick O'Malley, or P. O'Mal as he goes by. And I guess, well, J-No is Joshua Nathan Ortanez. I guess how you say it. Ortanez. So they're two great guys. Let's just watch this clip and then we can dive a little deeper. So this is one of their songs. They put out, how I found them is, I think it might have even been this clip. They just put out like snippets of them performing some of their songs. And what's even better than these two guys is their group of friends that they get together with. They have a lot of friends who just kind of like stand in the background of their music videos, who I really like, that we'll get into in a little bit. So here's just a little taste. We might get copyrighted for this, but that's fine. Here's one of their songs. I'm residing right by the waves. So just they're just having fun. It's really just great stuff. Let's watch some more of their music, because I really like it. We can scroll through any of these and we'll have some fun. So we can go to Josh's account and we'll find some. This is one of my favorite songs. I'm just not over it. It's my favorite. Oh, what do you mean I can't? Oh, really? I can't? Why did that? Oh, I can't do it unless it's a direct link. Well, that's annoying. Let me switch back and then I'll pull it up on another tab. On another tab. That's a new thing. They didn't used to do that.
Yeah, I think they also just want people to log in and like way more now on everything.
Well, that's stupid.
It's a waste of time.
You're wasting my time. This should be it. Yeah, let's do this link. Hold on 1 second, folks. All I need to do is just switch one thing so we be good. Go here. We'll switch this. I mean, I need to double click it. Okay, we're getting there, guys. Don't worry. Shh, quit worrying. We're gonna be okay. I'm very worried. I'm actually really worried too, but I didn't want to say that I was. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to go back to this and cut it over. Okay, so now we're rocking. Sorry, Matt, for pulling these up on the. What is happening now? Did you see that, or was that just no? You probably
No,
didn't
that
see
was
it.
just you.
Sorry, Matt, for pulling these up on the office hours account. So this is I'm just not over it. Here we go. What's our remix? Oh no.
Since you broke my heart, I'm still thinking of you. Now my world's in pieces, just finding a boo.
So that must be a new mix of it. I haven't heard that mix of it before. There's some good mixes in here. Let's find. Here's another one.
Not over it. I'm just not over it. I'm just not.
So it's like the same. They have like I think only like 3 songs, and they just
They
kind of
really like making clips of these 3 songs.
they really like making clips of them. I'm trying to find an even better one because they have some really good ones. When P. O'Malley gets to dancing, it's pretty fun. Everybody has fun with it then. Let's find another one here. There's, I don't even know which one to go to. They're all the same, but there's like better ones. I know. Let's do. I want to find one where they're in that parking lot again. The parking garage ones are the best. God, there's just so many.
Yeah, you sent me you sent us the parking garage ones a couple times. I think,
Yeah.
but
I was trying to match the lyrics, but now I can't match the lyrics because they post so many. Here we go. Here we go.
Since you broke my heart, I'm still thinking of you. Now my world's in pieces, just finding a boo. But every
It's just great. It's just great stuff. You
yeah,
gotta love
I mean,
it.
Like,
It's just they're just having
dedicated
fun.
to the craft. They're very dedicated to it.
Yeah, they're just having fun. It's a new one.
years ago, we were madly in love. Like 2 birds, we were flying above.
So they're just having fun, man. And I you know what? I love it. And I love them for it. So then I'm going to switch back to this for a second so I can pull this up. It turns out that they have a podcast, which is pretty fun. And I found that out because they put out a clip that I'm going to pull up here in just a second, where they were talking about Legos, which is pretty cool.
And they're stealing our audience too. That's
Yeah.
like a huge thing too.
Exactly. That's the main thing about this is that they're stealing our audience, and I'm upset about it. Let me pull this up here. Get that out of the way. So this was a clip from their podcast that I saw.
A Lego set.
Cool.
But
Cool.
No, there was like
Wow, that's a good
four-
soundbite love right there.
There was
Yeah.
like 42,000
That sounds
pieces.
like fun.
I had
Like
yeah,
I'm.
yeah. There was like
Yeah.
42,000 pieces I had to put together.
Oh, that was it? That's not the one where they were talking about it? Okay, well, there's one where he's talking. I thought that was the one where he talks about it, and then he shows it, and it's like he made a Lego car. But that one was literally just them talking about
Yeah,
him
there is
making. I don't know why that cuts off
Yeah,
there.
they're like, yeah, it was 42,000 pieces.
It's got to be AI that's editing this because that wasn't anything. So, anyways, so that's them. I dug into their podcast a little bit more. This is one of their friends, Jordy, who you see in the background quite often. So this is an actual episode of their podcast from quite recently, and we can give a little watch
Hey, yo,
here.
yo, yo, welcome to the JNO podcast, you guys, with your host, JNO. Today I got my guest stars, P.O. Mal
Hello.
and Jordy.
Sup?
How's everyone doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Nice. First day, you guys, of 2025. Man. But it feels like another Wednesday. Just another Wednesday. How do you guys feel?
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But did anybody have any interesting New Year's plans at all?
Well,
I'm gonna skip
Well,
ahead a little
you're-
bit here.
well, if you're talking about this,
I gotta get to
And
Jordy.
friends.
I gotta get to Jordy. What he did.
Yeah.
When you're ready,
no worries.
then I'll help you with composing it, and then we can,
He's talking about making
Record it here.
music.
got all the equipment and stuff. And yeah,
But Jordy's my guy.
amazing. Jordy?
Just spending time with family and friends. My New Year's plans are to keep working out and losing weight.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Same here.
Yeah.
Keep the motivation.
Oh yeah.
Motivation. Nice.
So that's my guy Jordy. Jordy's my favorite. If I had to pick favorites, it'd be Jordy. Because he's just a guy. He's just a guy's
I like
guy.
P.O. Mal. I think P.O. Mal, he's got the...
Patrick's a cool dude. I definitely fuck heavily with Patrick. But I think I realized that Jordy's my guy. Just
Jordy's the
personally.
go-to.
Jordy's kind of
He's your comfort character.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if he shows up on screen, you're like, oh, that's my guy.
Like, there's Jordy.
Oh, there he is.
Anyways, I love these guys. I really do.
So shout out to J&O and P.O. Mal.
Shout out to those guys. They're just guys having fun. And I fucking love that, dude.
I think that that's also like a dying form of media is people making wholesome content like that, where it's something that they're doing for themselves. They enjoy doing it. They want to do it, and like they, you know, it's something that they do as like a hobby. It's something that they aren't making their job.
Yeah.
You know, but it's something that they like doing and they want to do.
Yeah.
And so they're doing it. They're not having anybody, you know, critique anything. They're just putting it out.
They're just doing it. And I think in turn,
and that's like a huge dying. Like that's huge. Like that used to be like early 2010s. That was how people found their fame.
Yeah.
But
because
now,
nobody until 2010 and like people didn't know you could make money off of making
it. Right.
stuff, you know, just making whatever. And now in turn, these guys have probably started, I'm sure I've started making money because of this. I mean, they're getting
Right.
pretty good views and it's just like,
Oh yeah.
and I can tell there's a certain part of them that has to realize that it's not maybe the best.
Publicity,
and they're kind of
yeah.
leaning into that a little bit. Cause like their
Yeah.
newer stuff, you can tell that they're like, you know, they had like the weird costumes on and stuff like that. Like I think they're self-aware to an extent about that, which is always good. But I'm not one of, they're getting like hate comments and stuff. I'm not with that at all. Don't talk shit on my boys. Those are my guys.
Yeah. Like I think that's the other thing that the internet has also done is that they've made the people who do wholesome content, they've made that their career, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's there's internet comments that have become so toxic that they basically force wholesome content out the window.
Yeah.
And there is a subset of TikTok where there's this one account, I forgot what it was, but they try to find people who have been making content for a long time but like never blew up because they didn't go on TikTok or, you know, they didn't go on Reels or anything like that. And they put them on TikTok or Reels and they're like, check out this channel.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
One of them was like this fisherman old dude.
Okay.
And he just like he literally posted a video like a couple days after someone posted it, and he ended up like it had like 1 million views, and he was like, you know, without this guy telling people about me, I wouldn't have ever, you know, I was thinking about quitting YouTube. Like, he was
wow.
like, this was going to be my second to last video was going to be the one I just posted. He was like, at the end, this is going to close it. And so it's just like stuff like that I feel like is a dying art, is a dying part of the internet that I feel like more people need to understand. That I think there is just something about just content creation that people want to do. You know what I mean? There's just something inherent in humans that they want to create art, music, you know, communicate with others, create a sense of community and connectiveness that I feel like the internet has slowly pushed away pushed away those people and those content creators.
Yeah, because I think they get so much hate that they're like, oh, I don't want to keep doing this. This hurts.
And that's the thing, is that no one will comment, be like, yeah, I love this video. You know what I mean?
I
like
think
no one's gonna. I feel like people have done that.
Yeah,
but
sometimes that happens because there's like some channels and people like that like it like goes in waves where it's like a big wave of hate and then it's a bunch of hate and then people are like I actually enjoy this, and then it like switches over.
Yeah,
like one person I think about that with, and he's a nasty guy and we don't like him anymore, but there was a time where we didn't know he was a nasty guy, was Feature Man.
Yeah.
The food eating YouTuber.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
Like, and it's just garbage content. It's just an old guy eating microwave meals.
Right.
But there's something so wholesome about it that I used to like. I don't watch him anymore. That like, I'm sure it started out as like people were hate watching it. And then people were like, And then it was all wholesome. All the comments were wholesome. Everybody was like, this is great. Like I got through, like Feature Man got me through like the hardest times of my life.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Exactly.
it's like, because people want that, but people hate on it so much that like those people are like forced out because they're like, they don't want the hate comments. But these guys, they're pushing through, and I see like some of those clips I was seeing people be like, hey, like, yeah, this is cool. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they're just having fun. Like everybody just likes it. Like I didn't watch that and like hated on it. I watched it and I was like, this is just fun. Like this is just like, I like seeing people do what they like to do. Even if it's not good, it's still fun. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they had fun doing it.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the huge important part to me.
Mm-hmm. And it's also safe. It's safe.
Right.
We love that safe stuff for
Right.
everybody. I'm just watching my phone just to, yeah, we're good. Just making sure, you never know. But anyways, that was my Look What I Found. Thank you for enjoying that with me. Shout out to JNO and PO Mal and my boy Jordy. Maybe we can maybe we can get them on.
Yeah, they're in your time zone, so you'd be able to coordinate it pretty well.
That'd be pretty fun. That'd be pretty cool to get those guys on. I would definitely want a performance. I would definitely require a performance, and there would be no compensation for it, but I would require it.
Okay. So Pio Mal and JNO, if you're hearing this.
Which I'm sure they have to be hearing this. They just have to be.
They just have to be.
You guys have to hear this. Moving on, Gavin. You told me about this, and I don't know anything about it, but I'm excited to talk about it. Why don't you explain to me what this was? I mean, we talked about this guy before.
We talked about this guy before. I'm going to go ahead. So this is ConnorEatsPants does Fortnite Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
And he's had on the Tiger King. He's had on George Santos.
Mm-hmm.
He's having on tonight the Costco guys.
Oh, really? I did not know this.
Yeah.
I got to follow this guy.
Yeah, he's it's great. I mean, it's seriously great stuff. So last Friday, ConnorEatsPants had on Adrian Dittman, which Adrian Dittman has been one of the almost like a sock puppet account of Elon Musk's. They're always replying to the same threads. They're always replying to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Pushing right-wing agenda stuff, neither here nor there. It's not good stuff, but it's important to say this because it's also a place where people were suspecting it was Elon.
Okay.
Because there was a couple spaces that Adrian Dittman was on, but Elon was not on, where it sounded like Elon on this space. It sounded exactly like Elon. Same cadence, same speech patterns, and you'll be able to tell from these videos that this does sound exactly like Elon. At the time of recording this, Fortnite Friday, there was an article circulating that Adrian Dittman was a real person, and it was a son of a guy, and he was in like his late 20s, and he lived in Fiji or something like that, but he is of German descent, but lived in South Africa or something like that.
Well, that's where Elon comes from, South Africa.
Exactly, and so there was speculation that it was actually not Elon Musk. And then Elon Musk tweeted out, I think it was like Monday or Tuesday, he's like, I'm just going to get this one clean. I am Adrian Dittman.
Oh, so he did fess up.
So he did eventually come out, but people were curious, or like were speculating that he was only doing that to protect Adrian Dittman's real identity.
Oh, shit.
Who was the guy that, because he started slowly deleting that article. He started blocking that article being posted.
Okay.
So it was maybe that he realized that he was using a name of someone who was real. There was that, whereas like it's someone's real name.
Yeah.
You know, and then they looked it up and looked into it, and they're like, then Elon was like, oh fuck, like this is a real guy. Like I can't do that.
Oh,
I'll get sued.
I thought you were maybe saying that like he found out Adrian, or like he found out like Adrian and his account. That's actually Adrian's account. And Elon found out that people were thinking it was Elon, so he just had to fess up to it so people would leave him alone. But I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's also another like thought process with it. So I don't know if it's really him or not. But we'll get into these clips, and
I've not heard
you'll-
any of these.
So basically, each one of these clips is just some small snippets, snippets,
Snickets.
where Connor Eats Pants kind of eggs on this Adrian Dittman character.
Okay. Well, I can't wait because I mean that'd be crazy if it is Elon and he did get Elon on.
Yeah,
Because that's pretty wild. Here we go.
I kind of like The Matrix a lot. It's a very interesting movie.
Oh, that's
Really?
Elon.
You think that movie's woke?
It's not.
It is.
How does it work?
The trans allegory.
I don't really think it's a trans allegory. I think it's
I mean,
kind of
it
an
is.
allegory
That's what the
for
creator
religion more
said.
so. Even if it is, it's pretty good. I
Yeah,
still
it
like
is. Exactly. So I think woke can be good. That's what I was getting at earlier.
I kinda
That's
like The
pretty
Matrix
funny.
a lot. It's very
I mean, it's
He was saying
definitely
the
Elon.
Matrix- It's definitely Elon. Like it sounds exactly like him.
Yeah. Here's another one.
This
this
the
is
other
the
thing
whole
that you'll
stream.
that's the whole stream there.
Okay.
For some
here we
reason I
go,
have the
sorry.
whole yeah.
Oh, maybe. Yep, I have another one of these situations, so I got to switch my fucking thing again. Damn it, that's so annoying. Sorry, go on.
They make you sign into everything. But the other thing that Adrian Dittman or Elon does in this stream is that anytime he gets pressured too much about a question, he starts talking about the game. Like he's like, "What the fuck is that?" Like he intentionally misleads people or is trying to get out of a conversation.
Okay.
There's one where Connor asks Adrian Dittman to name 3 women, and he just like will not do it. He just won't do it. He just like will not do it. He just keeps going on and on and on about this, and it's insane. Like he just won't do it. I don't know if it's any one of these clips,
Let's find out.
but it's very odd. He even
Now we can actually see the thread.
Connor Eats Pants even brings up Grimes.
Oh
It's-
shit! Really? Here, let me.
And Elon, oh, it's so good. There's so many clips, and you can find a lot of them. But this is some of the best or some of the better clips of this.
Okay. You let me
But there's
know.
the next one is Grok Tua.
Oh, you want me to watch? Okay.
Yeah, I just got it on the list here. These are very short.
Pull
That's
it
why.
up. Grok Tua.
Yeah.
What about like Grok Tua? What do you think about that? Is that funny?
What the fuck even is that?
It's fun. It's like you replace like Hawk and Hawk Tua with Grok.
I don't even know what that is. Oh, nice. We have like
You know what? You literally know what both of those things are. What do you mean? You know Hawk Tua
what the
and you
hell?
know Grok, and I just literally replaced one word with the other. You get it? What about like Grok Tua?
You
What do
get
know
it?
that?
That's so funny.
Democrat joke was the next one.
Let's watch that. Oh,
You know, something like that, right?
Oh my. Tell me a good joke about Democrats.
Democrats be like LGBTQ to the polls, am I right? And we're gay. Kiss boy, you know? Something like that, right?
Oh my fucking god.
Am I right,
Okay,
bro?
that's a little bit funny.
It's
I
pretty
don't know
fun.
about
Yeah,
that,
it was
man.
good.
Are you saying all Democrats are gay?
I think everybody's gay.
Are you gay?
No.
Tell me a good joke about Democrats.
Democrats be
Are you gay? No.
Then Connor owns Elon.
I hate that they autoplay now. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Modern math books are absolutely fucking dog shit. The books from like the 1960s all look better.
You
They
should
don't
read,
have, like,
you should
these
read a book on how to
weird
get some
graphical
hoes, bro.
illustrations in
Am I
it.
right? I'm just
No, I
playing,
don't do
bro. I'm
hoes,
just
fuck
playing,
hoes.
dude.
Modern math books are
Jesus
absolutely fucking-
Christ. Fuckos. What the
No,
fuck?
I don't do hoes. Fuck hoes.
No, I don't do hoes.
Talking about Elon tweeting.
Rifle?
How do you think Elon
Nice.
like tweets so much during the day? Like, how does he have time for that?
Autism? Rifle?
How do you think Elon like?
All right. I mean,
And I think those are just some of the clips there, but there is a treasure trove of clips like of this stream. Like this stream is very long. It's like 3 hours long.
oh, there's an Epstein one. I gotta watch this. It's a little
yeah.
long, but we'll watch it anyways.
Beat show with him being on X if he was still alive.
Probably not. My personal opinion is like that guy's kind of fucking insane. And he's
Dude,
done a lot
same,
of insane
right?
shit.
Fuck that guy.
So
It's
nah,
wild.
I don't think it should be on next, in my opinion.
Do you think like Elon knew
Why
him?
did I do that? No. Knew of him perhaps because he was very. What? There he goes. He tried to sign me just now. Woo! Wait, Wait, can I actually grab this thing? Nice. There's definitely a guy there on that hill. He's trying to snipe me, 100%. Yep. Oh, fuck.
Oh, he kind of sucks.
Bro, you gotta stop throwing the grenades. We just gotta stop using that.
That's probably it. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, that's why I love this guy, because he just asks him.
Straight up.
Yeah, he's like not afraid to say whatever. Wow, that's funny. Well, good. I love that. I really like that a lot. And I'm excited to see about the Costco guys, because I wonder what he's going to ask them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm curious to see what that is going to be and how many times they're going to be able to say boom during that stream.
Yep. Well, you saw the Costco guys where they're like doing a stream and somebody like, sorry your brother died.
Yeah.
Boom!
He gets 5 big booms.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's pretty great. I mean, that's just where, that's the non-wholesome content. That's just the content brain.
Yeah.
You don't care what it is. You'll just do it.
Yeah.
And not even think about it.
Yeah. Like, I think in that case, and then everybody started making like HR management jokes.
Okay.
It's like, oh, sorry to hear your brother died. He gets 5 big booms instead of giving you like a day off.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. He gets a pizza party.
Yeah. So, but we'll go ahead and go into Carson's Cinema Corner.
Let's do it. I still need a thing for it.
Carson, you, I almost want to put like a ragtime. I want to make it like I'll have to make something.
We can do something fun, and it's me doing like talkie style.
So you watched The Brutalist last night, and I say last night because you did go at approximately 7:30,
8:30. Thank you. Yeah, no, I was like, I had been kept up in the house for the apartment. Let's chill out there for a second. For the past couple of days, and I was like, really wanted to do something, but I was like, I don't want to go anywhere far for obvious reasons, because I want to be at, near home in case I need to go. And then I was like, I shouldn't be outside. So I was like, well, why don't we go see a movie? That'd be good to do something indoors nearby. And I was like, I don't know what movie to watch. And I was like, oh yeah, The Brutalist. I want to go see that. And I'd forgotten that it was a 3.5 hour movie with a 15-minute intermission. But I was like, well, I got nothing to do. And so the local theater near me had a 70 millimeter showing of it, which I never seen a movie in 70 millimeter. And it's also crazy to think about how big those fucking reels have to be, because that's a long ass movie. And I even know like they were showing the reels for, I think it was like Interstellar or something. Mm-hmm. And I think that movie's only like 2.5 hours, maybe like 2.
No, that one's about 3 hours and 18 minutes. Like that.
Is it really?
Very long.
I hate to say it, I've never seen that movie. I need to. I've listened to the soundtrack countless times. I've never seen the movie though.
I'm
That's
sorry,
on my
it's
list.
2 hours and 49 minutes.
Okay.
But I think they cut that from like the IMAX. They cut some stuff out of the IMAX release.
Okay.
And they showed like a behind the scenes, like now how they were able to do like the full re-release, like a full movie re-release, because they were able to 3D print like extensions to the IMAX.
Oh shit.
Screener.
That's crazy.
It clips on both sides. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So I was like, it has to be massive. So that was my first time seeing a movie on film. It's always been digital that I've seen, and
Could you tell a difference?
For sure, definitely.
Okay.
There was like there were little pops and stuff on the screen. It wasn't like perfectly clean, but the colors were so much deeper and prettier. And when it was like dark, it looked dark. It didn't have like any sort of like you could, it like the darkness had a different feeling to where it actually felt dark, but you could still see things. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but yeah, definitely could notice a difference. And even like whenever, because they would play the trailers on digital beforehand, and then it was like a minute or so where they would switch over to the film, and then you would hear like, I could hear in the back like of the reels,
it's revving up,
getting going. yeah, super cool to see something on film like that. I want to see more because there's a bunch of little theaters that do film showings and stuff that I want to go to more often. But this just happened to be there and just happened to be right place, right time. So this will be a non-spoiler review, if I even call it. I mean, it's going to be a review, but I was telling Gavin that it's really not a movie that's spoilable. There's not much to spoil from it because it's like, first of all, it's so much, but there's also not really like, there's not really like a twist, or there's not really like, I don't know how to explain it. Sorry, I'm getting work text. I need to check this real quick. Okay. There's not really like, there's just not really anything to spoil. Like it's just like,
It's a story.
Just, yeah. It's 3 hours and, well, I guess 3 hours and 15 minutes technically of just like this crazy long story. And there's like a bunch of things that happen, but there's not really like, I mean, I could tell you verbatim something that happened, but like, it wouldn't make any sense. You just have to see it. But I had no idea. I had only seen the trailer, which the trailer is pretty like vague. It's just like really loud music and a bunch of shots of things happening. So I had no idea what it was about going into it, but it's like about a person immigrating to America post World War II. He's a Jew who was in the concentration camps, and then it really like I was expecting it to kind of start in Europe, but it starts with him on the boat arriving at Ellis Island, or one of the islands. And then it's just like his life story of being a architect in America and being like, you know, his struggles of that throughout his whole life. And there's a bunch of crazy stuff that happens throughout. And I don't believe it's a true story, which is very interesting. And it's also crazy how much world building they do with a story that's not even real. Because like the whole time I'm like, is this real? Like I was like, is this person? Is this like, you know, because he starts out as a furniture designer. I'm like, wait, is that this furniture designer? And then I looked it up and I was like, I don't think this is a real story. But it's still like amazing what they were able to do with this. Beautifully
on a $10 million budget.
Yeah, that's, dude. First of all, that's insane to have a 3.5 hour movie on such a small budget. Beautiful looking. Wow, that's crazy. 10 million.
And they
that kind of blows my fucking
mind. They hardly
mind.
did any filming in the United States either. They
That's
did a lot of it
interesting to know.
overseas in like Turkey, I'm pretty sure.
Interesting. Yeah, because they do spend some time in Europe, but otherwise it felt like America most of the time. But that's crazy because they like seem to be legit building these like giant buildings. And I'm sure some of it has to be like miniatures. I can tell where they're shooting from far on a hilltop of a building being built. And I'm like, okay, that's probably not, they're not actually building this giant fucking building. But wow, yeah, crazy to know that. Beautifully acted, super well shot, just like really cool things I'd never, it's really unlike any movie I've ever seen, just because it's such a intense story that like I couldn't, it really felt like I was there for like 6 hours, and it wasn't because it was boring. It just really felt like so much to see going on. And Adrian Brody, I think, is just like the best actor of our time, and I never knew that. I don't think I've ever seen a movie with him in it, but he's just fucking insane. Like that guy is gonna have to win so many awards because he's just so fucking crazy good. And like his voice is so like really deep and gravelly, and it's just like he's amazing. He's awesome. My biggest complaint though is the movie keeps feeling like it's building to something at multiple times, but there's really no payoff. And the ending kind of sucks, if I'm being honest. It's just kind of like it ends and you're like, oh, okay. And I think that's the point. I couldn't really tell you what the point was. Like, I think if I dug deep into it and thought about it more, I could figure it out. But it does seem to be that the point was like that it's always built into something, but doesn't really like pay off, because nothing really pays off in the movie, which like isn't really a bad thing. But when you do that, you better have a good fucking ending, and it just didn't. It kind of just had like an ending where I was like, okay, I don't really know.
Sure.
So, in my opinion, should it win Best Picture? Probably not. Like, beautifully shot, it should win awards for, cinematography and obviously acting. But as far as a movie goes, it's amazing. Like, I loved it, but the ending just really kind of was like, oh, okay, well, I don't know. But yeah, definitely go see it if you can. You know, you're gonna have to lock the fuck in for a lot, but it'll be a fun time. It uses sound. The sound design is really cool too. That should win some awards. A lot of music in it. A lot of like background. They really accentuate the background noise, and I don't know. It's just super cool. Definitely go see it. But yeah, so we also, as we mentioned, on New Year's Eve, watched Hundreds of Beavers in Rap World, which was my first time seeing Hundreds of Beavers. And at first, I don't remember if I told you this or not, because Gavin had seen it. And at first I was like, am I going to want to watch it? Because it's like 2 hours. It's long.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was the first thing that I didn't know going in how long it was going to be. I thought maybe it was going to be like an hour.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I was like, that would have been great. But it is 2 hours, and it is. And I told Spencer and you, I said, like, this is every minute of 2 hours.
Yeah.
They use this time very wisely.
Yeah, and whenever we first started watching it, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be into this for 2 hours. Like, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
And then a few things happened, and then I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And legitimately, like, an amazing movie. Like, I think one of my favorites from last year. Just because it's like, again, like The Brutalist in a way, unlike anything I've ever seen. Just off the walls, like Looney Tunes style jokes with like some live action things and some not, and like it mixes all of that in such a weird way, and it's just like, it's like watching a video game. It's very like video game inspired for sure. Like it has to be like it's so bizarre and very, very good. I definitely recommend to watch that as well.
Yeah, Hundreds of Beavers is one of my favorite movies. I think there was a guy on Letterboxd whenever we had watched it, because we went to a screening of it last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think in March. And there was a guy who liked every single one of our reviews. It was like there was a guy on Letterboxd. He just liked every review of all of my friends. It was very it was strange. I was curious if that was the director, but it didn't seem like it was. But very good movie. I think that you were right. It's very different, but it does take a minute to get into it. It's a very hard landing, but whenever you get into it, it's hilarious.
Yeah, because you start watching it and you're like, what the fuck? What is this? And especially because it starts out with such a big musical number, which I didn't personally care for, because I'm not really
I don't know why they did that.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I think it was just they wanted to show that this was this guy was really joyous at one point, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess they kind of felt like they needed to give some sort of backstory, but really they should have just put you right into it.
Yeah.
I think I would have much rather just them be put them right into it without having this weird background that never really needed to. Yeah. Didn't really mean anything.
Right. Because it basically just goes out the window.
Yeah. It immediately does. But very good though.
But yeah, go watch it. It's on Tubi.
Yeah, it's free. You can watch it for free.
And I'm pretty sure it's being put up for awards this year though, which is strange.
Okay. Because
there were people that were doing yearly reviews, and they're like, Hundreds of Beavers was one of the best comedies of 2024, and I'm like, this was released in 2023.
Yeah, it could have been they'll do a limited release, which doesn't count as the wide release, and then they'll do a wide release. So,
yeah, okay,
that's weird. It's so I get confused by that too. And then after that, we watched Rap World, the Connor O'Malley directed film. Which is also amazing. It's so good, and so
there's so many scenes that stick out in that movie for me.
It feels very relatable
so
in a weird way.
Yeah,
because we all knew somebody like these guys
like that. Yeah, and I there's just so many great scenes in that movie that it's they really encapsulate the late 2000s
Yep.
feel, and
Yeah.
I would have loved to. I actually want to make my cousin watch it because she was in high school during like 2008. So
Oh, I should send it to my Logan. Was
yeah,
the
like
same
I
way.
kind of want to see how well he encapsulated, but
Yeah.
I think it wasn't like too self-aware where it was like, oh, we got to include this 2000s thing.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
like it was just like, this is just how people lived, and it was like,
Yeah, just like this is what you do when you don't have a job, or you do have a job or whatever, but you have like no responsibilities
yeah,
and can do whatever you want.
very funny. It was very
And
good.
dude, because like the whole movie is like I mean like I don't, who even knows if it even had a budget, but it feels like a very low budget and like obviously super pointless. And there's times where it like is boring, but like in a good way.
Right.
And it just feels like, they shot it in a night kind of thing. And then out of nowhere, spoilers, when he gets like, you kind of saw that something with the gun was going to happen coming. And then he gets shot and then it goes to black. And dude, when it comes back to the shot of him in a casket in a church, I was like, oh my God, this is the fucking best thing ever. Because that's so nuts. Because this whole time it like feels very like kind of like a little bit of a put on, like maybe not super real. But then all of a sudden they're in a church and he's in the casket. It's like, whoa, what the fuck? That's crazy.
That was not
like,
the direction I thought it was gonna go.
No, not at all. I did not see that coming. And I fucking that like made it like one of my favorite movies ever. Was just that they went out of their way to do that. Like,
and there's some really good just like montages in this film.
Yep.
I think they do a really good job of like especially whenever you're trying to make something in a night, you just like find these points in the night where it's like really important to you.
Yeah.
Or you discover something new, or like they discovered the gun. Yeah, that was like a big part of it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we went to the grocery store to pick up things, and then they went to like, it was like these big points in time.
It becomes more about the distractions than the actual
the actual
thing.
product.
Yeah. Because that's the other thing too. It's like, none of these guys are actually going to do the thing that they're going to do. It's going to be like about them dicking around and doing nothing.
Right.
Which
I think
was even funnier.
They encapsulated perfectly.
Yep. So good.
So.
We love Rap World. Bunch of good movies. Yeah, no complaints about any of those. So many different. It's funny to go from the Brutalist to Hundreds of Beavers to Rap World. such a spanning of cinema.
That's your top three. That's your top five already, right there. Top three of your five right there for the year.
That's it. Yeah, I'll put them on there. Long Legs would be somewhere on there too. I guess. Well, the Brutalist would be this year.
Yeah.
Rap World and Hundreds of Beavers was last year. So good try, but moving on though, guys, a segment we do every single week called Whatcha Listening To. We just put out yesterday our top 5 of 2024. Speaking of top 5 albums of 2024. Gavin put that post together. Thank you, Gavin, for doing that. So go check that out on our socials. Well, I guess just our Instagram. Go check that out on Instagram. That's mostly where we post our music stuff anyways. Twitter's dead. Who gives a fuck about Twitter anyways? But yeah, we put that out. But yeah, so every week we recommend a song, album, or artist to each other and to you, the audience, of what we've been listening to in the past week. Gavin, what are you listening to this week, my friend?
So this is something that's been in my back pocket for a while. I've been
So
listening to this for a while, like so much. Anytime I get in the car, I put this on now.
Okay.
But I've been listening to Genesis's 1976 album, Wind and Wuthering.
Okay.
I don't know if I've recommended this or not.
I was just wondering.
I may have I feel like I haven't. I feel like I maybe did like very early stages of like whenever I was running out of like my favorite albums of all time.
Yeah, I don't
but
know. Maybe.
This album was very there's so many good parts of this album that like it is genuinely a very well crafted album.
Okay.
I think this was the guitarist Steve Hackett's last album with Genesis.
Oh.
Because Genesis's next album was, and then there were 3.
Oh, that's what they
so
called
this
it.
was, yeah.
That's
So, not very subtle with that one,
Uh-huh.
but they, it was. There's so many good licks in this. There's so many good like just breakdowns in this. There's so many weird sounds and stuff that they incorporated into this album. This was one of their last, I feel like, good storytelling albums. Even though I don't really pay attention to the lyrics in this album, it's very, very like prog heavy. It's very music melodic. It's a great album, and there's a lot of really great licks in there that get stuck in my head very easily. So just recommending it because I can't stop listening to it. And then also I apologize for I'll have to do a catch up on the Whatcha Listening To's. I keep forgetting to post those.
We can just restart it. Cool, man. Yeah, I don't know if you recommended that before, but I know you're big Genesis head. I still gotta just jump into Genesis one of these days. So many people I know, obviously you, but there's like I listened to a hardcore podcast and they're like big Genesis heads, which kind of like blew my mind because I was like, really? Like, really? These guys?
Yeah, it's like it if you're a fan of very odd fucking weird time signatures, this is like it's insane the way they were able to pull off any of this.
Okay.
And like the direction that songs go is not the direction you want it to, like you were expecting it to go at all. Like
okay.
there is on this album a 10-minute long song, but it goes in places that you just don't know where it's going next.
Okay.
And it's very I mean, just reflecting back to our band days in high school, but it was very much just like a big arc. It was like a story arc, or like there's like a big build to the middle, and then it goes back down, and then it comes, or it's just kind of like a roller coaster.
Yeah,
like it's awesome.
It's
cool. Awesome. I think they did a great job with this album.
Nice. Well, Gavin, this week, this is another song I've had in my back pocket for probably about a month now, and I don't want to over-exaggerate here, but I'm going to. I don't think I'm over-exaggerating. I honestly feel this way. I feel like this could be, for me, one of the greatest songs of all time, and I've never heard it until recently, and it blew my mind. I really do feel like this is an insanely good song. I want you to listen to it, and I think you'll like it. And it's a song by Massive Attack, which is I guess.
I've been listening to them.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I was not a big fan of them. They're a trip hop group, the kind of that UK sound, like much like they get compared to Portishead a lot, which Portishead, one of my favorite bands of all time now. But I never got super into them, and then I kind of started listening to them again recently, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And then this song came on, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And it's The Spoils. Featuring Hope Sandoval of Mazzy Star, the lead vocalist, who I know you're a fan of. Mm-hmm. I am as well, because she was like Lana Del Rey before Lana Del Rey. You kind of came to that conclusion, and I was like, whoa, it's like that's so true, and I never even knew it.
I think I tweeted like 4 years ago. Like,
yeah, it was a while ago.
Mazzy Star is Lana Del Rey without daddy issues.
Yeah, exactly, which was very, very true. It's from 2016. It's just fucking beautiful. It's like not like their other stuff. It's like very, like I want to find the backstory, because this comes off of it's a single, but it's 2 songs, The Spoils and then Come Near Me featuring Ghost Poet. And I don't think this was ever like, unless it was on, okay, maybe it was on an album. Did it? No, it didn't even make it to an album. They released an EP that year, but they just released this like single, which is The Spoils, which I'm sure Come Near Me was the B-side. But I don't know. It just came out of nowhere. It's like, it's insane. It's such a beautiful song. I want to know if they like actually recorded it with an orchestra, or if it was just like, if that's all like in like electronic orchestra, then it's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. It's so good. It's such a pretty song, and I really do think it could be one of the best songs of all time because you combine Massive Attack with Hope Sandoval's voice, and it's insane. It's so good. You should really give it a listen, Gavin. It's amazing.
I had seen that they released something in 2016. Whenever I was going through, I was listening to their 1996 album.
Okay.
Let's see. I just closed it, but it was I was listening to their 1998 album, Mezzanine, because someone posted a TikTok of one of their songs where it was a TikTok, where they were like, yeah, whenever I made eye contact with a girl at the bar, this song was playing and I couldn't stop. Like, this is how I knew like I should probably approach the girl at the bar.
Okay.
But it was I think it was Angel.
Okay. Yeah.
From that album, and it's a really like, it's not a very uplifting genre of music.
No,
they
not
do
at
not
all.
write uplifting things. Like if you were, it's dark. Like it just has like a cloud.
I will
in my head.
Yeah, this song, "The Spoils," is a little bit more upbeat, but it's more just it's very dramatic.
Yeah,
you'll just have to
I'll have
listen
to give it a
to
listen.
it. I mean, it's like, and listen to it all the way to the end. It's beautiful. It's such a pretty song. Like couldn't even believe it. But yeah, I want to listen to them more, and that's funny that we're both kind of listening to them right now.
Yeah, they were. Every time I see that big Beetle posted from Mezzanine, I'm like, I gotta listen to them.
Yeah,
I'm like, I have to.
Yeah. I don't know why. Whenever I first listened to them, they didn't strike me as anything I would like. But now I'm definitely kind of digging in and being like, okay, I think I understand this. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here, dude. Let's we got episode 200 next week.
Well, everybody, thanks for listening to Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 199. Travis Pastrana.
The Travis
Pastrana
Pastrana episode.
And keep watching, keep listening, keep licking your toes for me and everybody around you.
Keep wiggling and licking those toes for Gavin. And we'll
Please.
see you in episode 200.
There's no place in America the president shouldn't be able to come.